It was just a normal day at the office. John, a colleague I'd known for about 2 years, had left his calendar on his desk. I needed to borrow a pen, so I walked over and grabbed one from his desk's pen holder. That's when I saw it. Scrawled on the 16th, in his handwriting, was a name: Sarah. Now John was married. Happily married, as far as I knew, to a woman named Emily. I wasn't trying to snoop, but the name jumped out at me. Sarah. Who was Sarah? My mind started racing. Was it a client? A new project contact? Or something else entirely? I tried to brush it off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. For the next few days, I found myself observing John more closely. He seemed a bit distracted, maybe even a little secretive. He'd take calls in the hallway, lowering his voice. He'd stay late at the office, more often than usual. Driven by curiosity and a hint of concern for Emily, I decided to do a little digging. I started with the company directory, searching for Santa. Nothing. Then I tried LinkedIn. A few Sarahs popped up, but none seemed to fit the bill. I felt like a detective in a movie. This was intense. Finally, during a casual conversation at the water cooler, I subtly brought up the topic of new clients. John mentioned a new marketing consultant they'd hired. Her name, Sarah Miller. Relief washed over me. It was just a work thing. But then, a few days later, I saw John and Sarah having lunch together outside the office. They were laughing, and John seemed different. More relaxed, more animated than I'd seen him in a while. This reignited my suspicions. Were they just colleagues? I decided to talk to John directly. I caught him alone in the break room and, as casually as I could, asked about Sarah. He seemed a little flustered. He explained that Sarah was helping him with a side project, a small business he was starting on the side. He hadn't told Emily yet because he wasn't sure if it would work out, and he didn't want to get her hopes up. I understood his situation, but I also felt a bit uneasy. Keeping secrets in a marriage rarely ends well. I suggested he talk to Emily, that it was better to be open and honest. He agreed to think about it. A week later, he told me he'd spoken to Emily. She was supportive of his new venture, and they were working on it together. The Sarah on the calendar was indeed the marketing consultant, helping them get started. The lunch was a business meeting, nothing more. It turned out my suspicions were partially correct. There was a secret, but it wasn't what I thought. It was a reminder that things aren't always as they seem, and that communication is key in any relationship. And that's how I found Sarah's name on his calendar. A simple discovery that led to a lot of unnecessary stress and suspicion. It turns out the world isn't always what it seems. Was I right to interfere? Should I have just minded my own business? These are questions I still think about. Let me know what you would have done in the comments below. Before you go, I want to tell you about another unsolved mystery. There was a locked drawer in John's desk that no one could ever open. Even after he left the company, no one knew what was inside. Maybe that's a story for another time. If you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more true stories.